Hey ladies and gents, welcome to this tutorial where I'll be showing you how to EQ a kick drum. Stuff that should be easy, but a lot of people complicate this stuff. I don't know for what reason. So today I'm going to make sure that after you watch this video, you don't struggle about equalizing a kick anymore. So I'm going to show you 3 different scenarios of equalizing a kick. First of all, it's all about getting the right sound straight from the source. I want you to check this example, for instance. Um, Let me open this analyzer. Let me find a section where the bass is playing. As you can see, the bass is playing at around 70 Hz going upwards. Let's check out the kick. As you can see, the kick is playing at around 50 Hz. So right from the word go, the kick and the bass are already working well together. So now my job is just to emphasize that, just to make it obvious, like here's the kick, here's the bass, you know. Make sure that you get your sounds working well straight from the source. It's not about fixing things in the mix. So now let's check out the EQ moves that I did for this tutorial. This is just a rough song that I took. It's a project that I created a long time ago, and then I just imported these files here just for this demonstration. So as you can see, first things first, what I did is to emphasize that the kick is dominating the lower range of the bass frequencies. So anything from 100 Hz going below, it will be dominated by the kick. And then anything above 100 Hz, like in the mid-range, it's dominated by the bass. As you saw when I show you the frequency analyzer, it was clear cut, like there's nothing to even think about. So that's the advantage of getting the right sound straight from the source. What I did was to create a low shelf boost at around 61 Hz to emphasize the lower frequencies of the kick drum, and to make it obvious for the listener to be able to tell that, okay, the kick drum is dominating the sub frequencies and the lower bass range. And then this cut here is just to remove any muddy frequencies to make space for any instruments that dominate the mid range. Things like the keys, the vocals, and stuff like that. And then this boost here is to emphasize the attack of the kick. And then this last part here is just to add some shine to the kick drum. And then finally, what I want to do is just to create a simple low end cut at 20 Hz just to create some headroom. And then let's check out the kick and the bass without the EQ. As you can hear, basically the kick and the bass are already working well together, but there is a bit of a clash there. So to make sure that there's no clash at all, I did some EQ moves as explained. So what I did on the kick, I did the opposite on the bass. What you don't want to do is, let me show you what other people do with kick and bass. What they do is to check the kick. Okay, the kick is playing here. And then what they'll do is to create a boost here. This is actually funny, actually. They create a boost on the kick and then go to the bass, and then they cut that frequency on the bass. You know, and thinking that, okay, they are creating space for the kick drum. And then next thing, they boost maybe here, and then go on the kick and then cut that frequency. That's not how you mix kick and bass, guys. This is just gimmicks. Don't ever do this. Don't ever do this. You know, what you need to do is to simply emphasize the frequencies that are already there. Because here's the thing. I want you to check the bass. As you can see, the bass is dynamic, so the frequencies are changing. Sometimes it's playing here, sometimes it's here, sometimes, you know, it's dynamic, it keeps moving. So when you create a cut here, you're not cutting like frequencies like on something that's consistent, like a kick drum. What you're doing here is just reducing notes, which will just mess up the performance of the bass player. You know, you don't want to do that. So don't create any cuts on the bass. As you can see, there's no cut here, you know, because I don't want to cut notes. That's the problem with the bass. The bass is dynamic, so you don't want to be cutting notes. As you can see, instead I choose to use a shelf. So but you will see with other examples, just like I said, I have like 3 different scenarios. This is scenario number 1, whereby I chose to make the kick drum dominate the lower bass frequency range. You know, as you can see, this boost is just to emphasize that the kick is the one that's dominating the lower frequencies, and then the bass will dominate the mid-range and the upper bass frequencies. And then let's look at scenario number 2. Okay, so now let's look at a different scenario. Right now, let me see. As you can see, this time I'm doing the opposite. This works well if, for instance, you are mixing something like hip-hop music, you know. With hip-hop, maybe you have an 808 and a kick drum. What you want to do is to make sure that, let's say, this bass sound here was the 808. This is how I would mix the 808, and this is how I would mix the kick if it was playing with the 808. So this side would be the kick, this side would be the 808. So if you're mixing hip hop, just imagine this live bass as an 808, and then this will be your kick. So in this case, I decided that, okay, the bass is the one that's going to dominate the lower bass frequency range, and then the kick will dominate the upper bass frequency range. So let's check it out. This is without. Let me find a section where the bass is playing with the kick. As you can hear, right from the word go, the kick and the bass are already working well together. That's the key. You have to find the right sound straight from the source, so that when you come to the mixing stage, you're just emphasizing things and just making them obvious, okay? And then that was without. Now let's check it out with both the EQs. You can tell that the live bass guitar is dominating the lower bass frequency range, and the kick is dominating the upper bass frequency range. This boost is just to make sure that the kick doesn't lose its punch and its low end frequencies, and to emphasize that the kick is dominating the upper frequencies. And this boost on this bass is to emphasize that the bass is the one that's dominating the lower bass frequency range. So, and this boost is just to emphasize the attack of the kick. So this is the kick without the EQ. As you can hear, it has a lot of sub frequencies, but if you listen to it carefully, you'll realize that the kick will play better in the upper frequencies. So this is also key. You have to be able to know when the kick drum is supposed to dominate the upper frequencies and when it's supposed to dominate the lower frequencies. each and every kick drum is different, so you just have to listen to it. And if you have an 808, then you have to make sure that you get a kick drum that will dominate the upper bass frequencies. You don't want it to clash with your 808. So I'm going to play it with the bass and then just give you a before and after so that you can be able to hear the difference. As you can hear, there's a lot of clash, like both the bass and the kick are clashing for this frequency. But with the EQ on, you can hear everything clearly and you can tell that, okay, the kick is dominating the upper frequencies. The kick doesn't even lose its place in the mix. Like, check it out. Although this song is not mixed at all, as you can see, it's not mixed. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. But you'll still be able to tell that now the kick fits well with the entire song. And it's that easy. You don't even have to complicate it, guys. It's very, very easy. And then the next scenario, I want to show you if you are layering different kick drums. So let's jump right to it. So here's the next scenario. Now, if any of this stuff is confusing, guys, please leave a comment below. I'm here to help and I'll definitely help you. So don't be afraid to ask anything. And then this is when you have like 3 different kick drums. So let me disable all the EQs. And then show you the different kicks. So this is kick in. This is kick out. And then this is the sub. So this happens a lot when producers are layering sounds or using like 3 different microphones. Others use 2 different microphones, but I chose 3 for this situation just to make sure that you guys don't get confused, you know. Like, I'm just trying to cover all different scenarios that you can come across. And if you struggle to EQ a kick drum after this, then I don't know. The problem is with you. It's not with anyone else then, because after this you shouldn't be able to struggle mixing kick drums. So let's check out what I did with the kick in. As you can see, the kick in, I'm making sure that it's dominating the mid-range frequencies. So this is the kick in without the EQ. As you can hear, it gives us that punch. So I'm making sure that I get more of that mid-range mid. And then this is the kick in with the EQ. All you hear is the mid-range, because what you don't want is frequency cancellation and phase issues. That's why you have to make sure that each and every layer is dominating a specific frequency. None are fighting for the same space. You know, you don't want your kicks to be fighting for the same space. And then for the kick out, I'm just making sure that the kick out is giving me that attack, that presence of the kick and the high end. And then the kick sub, obviously, it's the sub. Make sure that you have good speakers or good headphones. Right now I'm using studio monitor headphones and I can definitely hear the sub bass. So as you can see, everything is dominating a particular frequency range. None are overlapping or anything like that. So that's the first thing that you have to do. You have to make sure that if you are layering kick drums or recording 3 different microphones, you don't have any phase issues, and you make sure that every part dominates its specific frequency. And then finally, I grouped all these kick drums to this kick bus. And then in the kick bus, what I did was to create what I did on the first kick that I showed you when I started the video, whereby the second kick, I think, whereby the kick dominates the mid range and the upper bass frequency, and then the bass. Let me see if I can find the bass. And then the bass will dominate the lower range frequencies for this scenario. So each and every song will be different. You just have to determine between the kick and the bass which one will dominate which frequencies. So even if you have layers of kicks, you still need to pass them and then treat them as one kick drum. So this is all the kick drums without this kick bass EQ. Let me solo it. Now I'm going to bring in the bass. Okay, with volume adjustments, already the kick and the bass are already working well together. So now I just need to emphasize that with this EQ. Easy, right? So let's check it out in context. So it's that easy, guys. Don't even complicate it. Don't even it's that easy. So I hope you found the tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave a comment below, and I'm here to help. I'll definitely get back to you. No matter how stupid you think the question is, trust me, I will answer it and make sure that you take your mixes to the next level. And that's it for EQ, for equalizing kicks. I'll see you in the next video. Take good care of yourselves. Keep on mixing. And that's it. Cheers.